Test, what's up? Hello guys, it's Francis and Did again. Welcome to my channel. Tonight, since I have accumulated quite a decent amount of energy to crystallize into another YouTube video clip, so here I am to make another one, and also to fulfill my promise. During during the time while I was presenting my previous YouTube video. So per my promise, per your request, tonight's topic is gonna be why language carries the power to change your life. First of all, needless to say, we all need to speak. We all need to give others our opinions, our views, our perspective of seeing things in order to direct and navigate the person you talk to's mind. The mind of which person you are talking to. You can, by using the adequate language, you can change their mind under certain circumstances, and then you can redirect things into going your way more favorably. You can gain the upper hand, and you can most likely more likely receive a more favorable decision, particularly when you were being put in an unpleasant or frustrating or even dangerous, hazardous situation. So, for example, myself, I was my kick out from the University of Sydney, my drop out from the University of Sydney, majoring Bachelor of Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering. It wasn't instantaneous. The uni divided the exclusion process into let's say around 4 stages in total, though they have stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. And at the final stage, stage 3, the uni or your faculty will ask you to show good cause to convince the faculty why you should continue to remain enrolled at your current course. For my case, was Bachelor of Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering. After, as far as I can recall, after three times in total of being asked to show good cause, and at the third time it didn't go through. So I had to justify my multiple consecutive failures academically in front of the subdean. So and I made the appeal against the decision directly to the faculty in accordance with their academic process of appeal policies. All I can comment is that I failed to speak well with adequate reasoning in front of the subdean. Perhaps I should mention his name, Dr. Tim Wilkinson. If interested, you can have a look. You can do a Google search and see who he is yourself. overall, I can't say that he gave domestic students preferential treatment, and gave international students deliberately unfair judgment and marking of scores. Yeah, but I really had to say that I really have to say that I failed to present my own ideas with adequate reasoning and adequate fluency. That I failed to convince him, and then here I am. So yeah, so you can see there, language does carry the power to change your life in either direction, whether it's a positive one or whether it can also be a negative one. It can frustrate and upset you if you don't handle it with adequate maneuver and care and reasoning, or rationality. Yeah, that's right. And yeah, also I would like to share my recent updates with you guys as well. And it also has quite lots of things to do with the command of the language and the tactics of using the language itself. It really has something to do with that. That's why I suppose I need to mention this fact. So from yesterday or the day before yesterday onwards, I have been trying to contact my friends or you can say I've been trying to contact my friends or remaining allies in Australia since the day before yesterday. And it didn't go so well as I expected, though I did take the initiative to try to call one of my classmates who is also studying the course of Bachelor of Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering at the University of Sydney. And I suppose I received a positive feedback. I received some positive, interactions and positive interactions and response and rapport as well. For the sake of protecting this dude's privacy, I wouldn't mention his name. But yeah, we had a good time having chinwag over the phone via, the international phone call, though it did cost me a fortune. But I think it's worth it. It costs around $2 per minute. I guess I spent around, sorry, not $2, but around 20 Aussie cents per minute. And I spent around 12 minutes speaking to him over the phone. And that did really give me some strength. And from having the experience of, gaining the upper hand or getting or at least trying to squeeze the initiative inside me, the inner motivation inside me to make such phone call deliberately has somehow strengthened my resolve and confidence in making more phone calls like this in the future. Yeah, I suppose that's true. At least I have gathered some more intels and for my freaking cube brain to analyze and process. And probably it can help me with better decision making. What do you guys think? Do you think it's kind of rude to make a sudden phone call to that particular friend of yours while it's been long since last time you contact them via phone call. But yeah, actually I didn't call him abruptly, but rather I just days before I sent him a couple of voice messages via WhatsApp, and I shared my future plans and proposals with him in advance, and I also told him that I might be calling you over the phone to discuss such matter. So probably it wasn't rude after all. That's my assessment. How do you guys see this? Tell me what you guys think, and feel free to share your stories of making overseas phone calls and your stories to overcome phone anxiety and stuttering. Yeah. So I guess that's pretty much all about it. And last but not least, I would like to say that I would like to quote a famous saying from the Bible, from the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verses 1, saying that everything is meaningless, utterly meaningless. However, I also wish to emphasize that the meaningless is rather misinterpretation from the original Bible. The true meaning from the original Hebrew Bible should be, the meaning of everything is rather unclear and not well understood by people on Earth. Life is like a haze. Don't try to take full control of your life. Instead, try to embrace everything. What life, or I should say, what Satan or God throws at you. Whether it makes you happy, whether it makes you upset or sad, just learn to embrace them and learn something from them. And and never lose hope. At the beginning of your creation, I believe I can make such a statement that you have less hope while you were in your mom's fetus, in your mom's while you have less hope of living, then you have less hope of living, but you have a higher chance of becoming a stillbirth. And then now I believe you already have more hope than ever, since now we have the internet. We have as you age, you begin to get to know more and more people, and you begin to manage to establish more and more connections with people. And just like me, though I can't say I really did a successful or praiseworthy job making effective connections with all people around me. I can't say that yet, but I have the confidence to tell you that you have more hope than you can ever imagine nowadays. All thanks to the wide spread of technology, all thanks to the prevalence of the internet, and all thanks to the access to knowledge, the more access to knowledge you have than ever. Okay, guys, I believe I have wasted enough of your guys' precious time. Anyway, thank you for listening and watching. I'm your host, Francis and Dad. Stay tuned, stay awesome, and if this video happens to please you, please share, subscribe, spread the message, make your comments, your feedbacks, your critics. I welcome all of them. So have a great night or a great day, and I shall see you on the next video on YouTube. Peace out. God bless.